I wonder what's driving you. And when we look in the Bible, we find these amazing characters that Jesus comes in contact with. And particularly this week, I'd like to share with you the stories of three men. I want to mention one now, and in subsequent posts, I'll mention two others, who are, when you look at them, these are men that Jesus had encounters with, and they were clearly driven by something. And so today I'd like to begin with the rich young ruler. And when we look at the rich young ruler, you may remember he comes to Jesus, he's listening to Jesus, he's a ruler, that is, he's a person of some consequence, he's influential, he's also identified as rich, and he clearly cares about faith, and he's standing in the sidelines listening to Jesus speak. And finally he comes to Jesus and he falls down at Jesus' feet and he says, "Good teacher, tell me, what must I do to inherit eternal life?" And Jesus says, "Well, obey the commandments." And he says, "I've done that." And then Jesus, he really peers into his heart and he realizes there's one thing that's problematic for him. And that is, for this particular man, money has become the primary driver of his life, and he doesn't even realize it. And he says this, "So go and sell, if you really want to be perfect, go and sell everything that you have, give it to the poor, and come and follow me." Now that commandment makes most of us nervous. Is that what Jesus asks of all of us? And maybe it's meant to make us nervous. When we see it, we're meant to ask ourselves the question, if Jesus stood in front of me and he said, "Go and give away all that you have and come and follow me," would we do it? Or does money have a greater hold on our lives than what we'd like it to have? In the case of this rich young ruler, he went away sad because he couldn't imagine giving up everything he had. And so Jesus never asks this of anyone else in the Gospels. It's not like this is the thing that you have to do in order to follow him. But for this particular man, the issue was his primary driver was money. And for him, he had to be able to say, "I could let it go."